Hi Aries, I hope that you're all doing well. When I was meditating on the energy, I was getting the notion of potentially putting something off that you wanted to do to get something done that you may have felt you needed to do. Maybe a moment where it's like you're going to end up doing that thing that you want to do afterwards, but there may be like something that your energy is needed for beforehand. So this may even be something that you feel the sense of responsibility for tending to. Maybe even something that there's like a need for like restraint, possibly. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. You may even be like addressing someone or talking to someone about like how you're feeling or how you were feeling about a certain situation. This can even mean like trying to like come to terms with something or someone. Maybe even talking about something that isn't necessarily like pleasant. Like it may be something that you feel a bit, I'm getting the word emotional, maybe like vulnerable about. Vulnerable emotionally about. For some of you, this is even something that you felt like hurt by potentially, or let down by, or something that you felt affected by. I am seeing the Seven of Swords here. So is this you or somebody around you? It looks even like there's something that like you may know better than to get involved with. Because the Seven of Swords can be like self-deception even, or doing something that you are fully aware of is not right for you. But it may be something that would be like easier to go in that direction of. This can also be like someone around you too that you don't feel fully trusting of. But like more than anything, it feels like getting involved with something that you kind of know not to. And I'm seeing there be kind of like a holdup related to this. You're feeling conflicted about it in some way. Yeah, as I said before, it's a moment of being like, I know that I shouldn't do this. Like, I know that it's not right for me, or that like there's going to be some sort of unwanted outcome if I do that, but I kind of still want to do that. It can be something like this. I'm seeing the Lovers, which is representative of a partnership of some sort. But there's something going on that you feel uneasy about. I am seeing the Three of Cups, which can be like hanging out with someone, seeing someone. It can be like patching things up. This has been a bit of a theme. Connecting with someone that you see as being similar to you. With the King and the Queen of Wands here. Like, this is somebody that you may, like, perceive as somewhat of a counterpart to your energy. But I'm seeing there be, ooh, yeah, there's some sort of issue between you and this person. Like, I'm seeing a lot of, there's such a lack of vulnerability here that it would be hard to compromise with this person. Because I'm seeing, like, as much as you may identify or understand someone, I'm seeing someone that likes to be in control of situations. With the King of Wands next to the Five of Swords, this is someone that may not get like vulnerable emotionally. They may like to be the one that's in charge of things. It's like maybe they want things to go their way, and if it doesn't go their way, they don't want to participate in it. Like, they may have very strong preferences, but to the point where, like, they're not really willing to compromise with you, and this may not be something that you enjoy. Like, rather than it being an open collaboration, it feels, like, very tough to work with this person's energy. And you may, I'm hearing get rid of it, you may feel like this is too much altogether and be like, if I show up and I'm ready to work with someone and willing to work with them, and they keep showing up in a way where they're not willing to compromise and they're too closed off, like, what am I sticking around for? For some reason, there is definitely like an attraction or a draw to be around this person. Like, there's even something energetically where you feel this sense of like even knowing with this person. However, like, from a behavioral standpoint, how this person is showing up, I'm seeing you even be aware that like it may not be a good situation to be like participating with them or getting yourself involved with them, or like coming together with them or hanging out with them, whatever it is. There's definitely a lack of trust here, for sure. It's like, as much as you want to rely on this person, there's a notion of like not feeling completely safe or not feeling like you can like really rely on them, on this partnership. Okay. So you may be actually turning away from this and be like, I'm gonna manifest something on my own. It seems like something that you're physically going after. That you feel guided in the direction of. And it may be something that you see as being like more in alignment, or even more wholesome. So yeah, you may be trading something out that like you felt an attraction to a space or a person. However, like, as much as you felt at times like you were compatible with this person, there's such a lack of vulnerability. I'm also hearing accountability on this person's end, because I'm just seeing them be in a place where it's like they're not open and willing to work with you in a way that you want to. And I'm seeing you even be in a place where you're like, I feel like I'm kind of self-sabotaging by doing this or participating with this person, meeting up with them. There's definitely still an attraction between you and this person or this space, whatever it is. There's a draw for sure. But you may be deciding that you want something more stable, and again, something that feels more wholesome than whatever it is that's going down between you and this person. So you may be at a point where you're like, attraction isn't everything. I also want stability and responsibility and accountability and something that I can rely on. And also cultivating that for myself by going in this direction that feels much better suited for me. Because I'm seeing something that you've even had experiences with, and they've been like unsavory. I'm also hearing unsatiating. So it's like there's something lacking, there's something missing. And it feels like that's all it's going to be with this energetically. I'm looking at Gemini. I'm also seeing Mercury in Taurus. So yeah, maybe there may be a lack of support for a direction that you want to go in, but you may be doing it regardless. Like, even if you don't have all of the external support that you're hoping for, you may be in a place where you're like, you know what, this is better suited for me, so even if I don't have the support or maybe support from this particular person, I'm gonna go ahead with it anyway because it feels like a better fit and I trust myself. This can even be related to like a job or a career that you're going in the direction of, just as much as it can be like a person or a space or a partnership. It even seems like something that you are creating or manifesting really takes off. Like, something happens very quickly. And it may have landed you in a spot where, like, some sort of choice or decision needs to be made. Like, you could have gotten so far with something and now you're, like, at a bit of a standstill. You reflecting and checking in with yourself rather than other people is going to help you come to the conclusion and be able to make a decision that you feel good about. It even seems like something is being looked into about, like, will something be worth it to me to go in the direction of? It looks even like you're learning about something. So with the Six of Pentacles, it's like, will it pay off if I go in that direction? Or if I start that thing with that person? Or like if I choose this person to spend time with? If I work on that project? Will it be worth it to me? Will I be compensated? Will I be valued in the way that I want to be valued? And I'm seeing you be at a point where it looks like you're learning about this, gathering information, like even researching the unknowns. For some of you, this is definitely a career direction. So as you take this like leadership role of being like, I'm creating my reality and I'm manifesting things into being, you move to a place where you're like, there's something going on that I don't feel satisfied by. This can be like a masculine figure, it can be a job, it can be a company, something tied in with your finances. And I'm seeing you get to a point where it's like, okay, so you've asked yourself the question, do I feel satisfied here? Or do I feel like something is missing? And now you get to a point where a decision needs to be made. I'm hearing relocating very strongly. It seems like you're going towards the thing that you can immerse yourself and merge with more easily. Because before in that spread, there seemed like so much resistance to merging that even though it was like these similar things being attracted to one another, there were so many like walls and such a lack of vulnerability that it kept like clashing. It's almost like it kept like resisting and kind of like bouncing off of one another. And in this, I'm seeing you get to a place where it's like you can connect with something much more easily and merge with it and be connected with it in a way where it wasn't a possibility before because of a lack of willingness in that first spread. So I'm seeing you get to a place where you decide that you're going to go after the thing that you feel like you can connect with, where you feel like you'll find what you're looking for emotionally, energetically, and even thinking about communicating with someone. Like I'm seeing like a message that you may want to send to someone. This can be reversed too. Someone could be thinking about, I'm hearing writing you, letting you know where they stand emotionally. Seeing a lot of energy with Taurus and Virgo here. So the question is, what do you want? Okay, so let's say this too. In that first spread, there may have been like an obvious compatibility with you and that space or that person, but because of behaviorally what was going on, there was such a clashing that it was not able to merge. With this, you may be connecting with something that like you do feel a connection with, and it's more simpatico. Like there's more of a willingness to merge and to create and to work together. And I'm seeing the decision be like, do we go in this direction? Do I feel like I'm going to find what I need? And there may be something about like, I'm hearing relocation again. There may be something going on where like standards, expectations, how one expects to be like treated and valued, those things are now like coming into center focus and becoming part of the discussion. Even like shared values that one has, shared philosophies, like do you believe in that? I believe in this. Covering the bases and learning more information. So it seems like if this is a direction that you're going to go in, prior to committing to it, you may be like, I need to learn everything I can about this and like get an understanding of like this thing or this space or this person and like what this would mean if both of us like merged and came together, if we worked together, if we like even became a unit. So it seems like everything is kind of being put on the table to have a discussion about it. And it's more so about like learning and understanding and researching and gathering information to figure out like where the compatibility lies, how strong that is, if that's something where you're gonna find what you're looking for, if your needs will be met, if it meets your standards. And I'm seeing this be a lot that you are processing and thinking about, maybe even prior to responding. You want to think this through and check in with yourself about where you stand in relation to all of this that's going on. To go over the signs again, in the first spread I'm looking at Gemini, in this spread I'm looking at Mercury, Taurus, and Virgo. Interesting, Aries. It looks like there's some stuff that you're uncovering that maybe had been less obvious before. Like trying to tap into like subconscious or even hidden energy. Realizing things that had not been completely blatant. I'm seeing Temperance pop out, which is about being patient with the process, moving with it, assimilating, adjusting, not rushing. It's about like taking your time so you can be immersed, and also taking the time to listen to everything that your intuition is telling you, where you're being led. And they're the high priestesses. The high priestess is connecting with you reflecting and you figuring out how you want to take action in relation to somebody or something that you're connecting with. It looks like a somebody to me. But it also depends on what you're watching for, too. So yeah, I'm seeing this be a process where it's like you have to be very patient, tuning into the right channel, listening to what you're feeling, what is your gut telling you, like what is your intuition saying about where to take this opportunity. And also how to break away from any patterns that you want to break out of, because you may even realize that there was like something that you had a habit of doing or something that felt safe to you or felt comfortable or familiar that you're gaining awareness of now. Like even self-awareness of something. Because to have temperance next to the devil, it's like the devil is something that you feel like addicted to or that you feel like has some sort of control over you, where like you lose your autonomy. And to have temperance next to it, it's like bringing a sense of like temperance or patience and moderation to something that like easily takes on a life of its own. And listening to your intuition and what you're being told, what you're even observing about this. And maybe accepting or seeing something that before you hadn't wanted to like see or accept. But it looks like something that you're recognizing now. Because it may have even been like something that you were telling yourself or like some sort of false promise that now you're gaining insight of. Yeah, deeply subconscious energy. With all this Pisces, Neptune, moon vibes. It also looks like, too, something that had been, like, hidden or unknown or unrevealed to you then becomes clear because you're listening to your intuition and you're tapping into that. And so, like, you're getting information that you didn't have before. I'm also hearing swallowing, so maybe something that you're processing, maybe ready to process. This can also tie into a sense of codependency as well. To have the Queen of Cups next to the Devil in Temperance, it's like knowing what and who you're getting involved with and for what reasons. And maybe realizing that, again, like you had been, I'm hearing contemporary. Maybe there had been something that like you were using as a crutch or relying on that now you're gaining awareness of. The thing about this is that like once we gain awareness and we accept, it gives us the option to change something rather than not knowing what's going on and not realizing that something else is controlling us. So you have awareness and now options that you didn't have before. Tied in with something deeply rooted for you. This can even be like something or someone that you had grown accustomed to, or someone that was like part of the foundation for you, like as you were growing older or coming of age. Like there's some way that this thing kind of rooted itself into your foundation in a way. But I'm seeing there be like more awareness that one is gaining because they're listening to their intuition, and maybe also accepting something that they needed to see or understand related to like the outlay of how things are transpiring. I'm seeing someone even like revealing or understanding something, revealing to themselves like something that they had not like been aware of before. Because we know everything. It's just a sense of like recognizing and remembering, right? So I'm seeing you get to a place where, like, maybe you're finally conceptualizing something or, like, consciously recognizing it, and now getting to a point where you're trying to figure out, like, where you stand emotionally in relation to that. Like, how are you feeling? It feels too like a moment where the reason that you had been attracted to something could have also been rooted in, like, some sort of trauma or addiction, habit forming behavior. And in a way, it may have, like, lost, like, its sheen to it, even because of this thing that you're recognizing about yourself and also your emotional disposition. But yeah, I'm seeing something that was, like, definitely a big part of your history for sure. I'm seeing this be leading you towards, like, I'm seeing this be a catalyst for some big change in your life if you're willing to undergo that. But it may also mean that there's also some, like, pain and loneliness and existentialism that you're moving through as well. Because you could be realizing that something was, like, even reinforcing some sort of, like, addictive behavior for you. And getting to the point where you're realizing that and also trying to, like, sort out how you feel about that too. It's like, maybe you saw, I'm even seeing somebody see, like, a present that is wrapped in a very distinct shape and being like, I know what's under there. And it's like, when you get around to unwrapping it, it's like something entirely is in there. So it's like dealing with all of those emotions of having those expectations of what was under there and then, like, revealing it and seeing it was something else entirely. And being like, okay, how do I feel about this now? I'm looking at Capricorn, the Moon, Pisces, Sagittarius. Alright, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.